好，我开始了。
过来。好，开始哈。We're happy to have this opportunity to show you our presentation about responsible consumption and production. My name is Alice, this is Jade, this is Jade. Our presentation has the 4 points as definition, international situation, and Taiwan situation, and conclusion. For definition, we know we need to reduce our waste. We need to be responsible for our daily consumption and production. We all know it, that it's true. But we usually ignore these problems because of the money and the motivation. The lack of motivation. So, 天哪，可不可以帮我卡掉一下
OK。
没关系，
那重讲，
然后等一下帮我衔接上。
好。
重来吗？没关系。
没事。
那我就从，没有，你们不用再出来了，我就从，好，从这里开始。
好。
Our presentation has the 4 points as definition, international situation, and Taiwan situation, and conclusion. For definition, we all know that we need to reduce the waste and to be responsible for the consumption and production. That's a truth, everyone knows it. But we usually ignore these problems because of the money and the lack of motivation. To focus on the money, I want to ask you guys, have you wanted to buy an environmental friendly product, but you didn't do it because it's price? I think the answer is yes, and there are 3 characters: is consumers, companies, and waste disposal. You can see that the money play an important role to promote the environmental solution. And we pursue the relationship between these 2 items is not this or this. Not one stronger and one weaker. It's balanced. Okay. 天哪，我这边有点崩溃。好，应该也许可以。
And now it's time to take a look at the international situation. Do you know how much e-waste that people generate every year? The world generates about 15 million tons of e-waste every year, and is equal to 9 pyramids. And what's worse, because the world generates so much e-waste every year, and as a consequence, import into the developing countries. So you can see that's of electronic product placed everywhere in some countries. And because the developing countries, they don't have a safety equipment to handle this e-waste, so people just deconstruct this e-waste directly without any production. So it leads the disease and the cancers in this country. And what's the facts in the e-waste problem? We can see that the recycling rate in the world is really low, but the e-waste recycling industry is a really high value industry. And let's take a look at the tendency charts. And we can find that the e-waste amount will be higher in the future, and it will become a serious problem. So this is the roots of the problems. In a realistic, the e-waste recycling is a really high value industry, but without a protection, but without a properly system, it will harm to the health, it will harm to the human body, also the environment. And the main reason is that the company release a product every year, and the people buy a new product year by year, and dispose their old e-product easily. So this is a solution to the problem. We hope we can build a security system in the developing countries to help them find a job, also reduce the e-waste problem. And moreover, it can avoid people suffering in the disease. And this is the example. Recently, a UN fund in the developing countries to help them build a formal recycling system. So you can see now they have some production equipment, like their wearables and the wearable to handle this e-waste. That would be more safer than before. And this is a solution to the concept. We hope we can advocate a second-hand product and encourage the people to provide a complete buying system. And the last one is we hope the company can reuse the material when they produce the product.
I'm Jake. Let's talk about the situation in Taiwan. The past is in the past. After seeing so much situation just happen, I think we can learn a lesson from the past, but we can't change it anymore. However, we can just move into our future. What's the future looking like? You may heard of metaverse, where we can put on a VR device and then immerse into a fictional world. And what's the metaverse and Taiwan's relationship? Life in Taiwan supplies VR equipment, and the product they made have 15.1% of share in the industry. So consumers in Taiwan can experience those products at first time, but we may ask, do we really need this product? And think of the sustainable usage of the product you buy. And Vive also knows this problem, so the solution is subscription module. Instead of buying one product, you can just rent it. And this really improve the problem of e-waste, but also stronger the economic system. And we made the target of SDGs 12.5 and 12.8. Conclusion. Through this presentation, we know the concept of SDG 12, which is sustainable consumption and production. And we know how to find a situation related to SDG 12, and also find a solution to achieve the targets of SDGs and improve our world. Thank you for your listening.